everybody and welcome back for today's video of DIY investing. For today's video, I wanted to keep it short and simple by quickly going over Bitcoin, showing you guys my analysis with what I'm kind of expecting moving forward with that. Then next we're going to dive in and look at the altcoin dominance because of the fact that really points the biggest story to what's going to happen with the altcoin market. And then last, we're going to wrap it up by taking a look at Darrow. Now, to first start this update, let's take a look at Bitcoin on the daily. Now on the daily, things are looking bullish. What I've been watching out for was this resistance level here at about 11,000. And as long as we could break up and out of that, then my perspective on the short term was going to be bullish. And we've actually got a very strong breakout from that. And we're starting to test my last resistance level. We wicked up and touched it, and we're kind of selling down from that. But from what this has shown thus far with current price action, I do expect us to break out and start going higher in the next cycle. Now, where is the next cycle going to take us? And if we come here and drop it to a weekly time frame, I'm going to show you guys kind of my perspective with things, how they're unfolding thus far, and my last few updates that I've given you guys. Now, based off of my last updates, I had the 13.5 resistance level. We wicked up a little bit higher than that, but relatively speaking, that's where we topped out. Now, what I was watching out for was my next level at 11,500. And I said that if prices sold off, I would want us to hold support on here before we started to make any significant higher highs in the next cycle. And what we saw was our rejection at 13.5, and we basically held resistance below my level at 11.5. But with the recent buyback that we're seeing with this retrace, I do expect that this dip has been bought up, and we are about to make the next leg up in the cycle. Where is that next leg up going to take us? And really my next two targets are about 16,200 and then 17,200, 16,250 and 17,250, right around there. And I do expect us to kind of hit this relatively quickly with how I expect the market to kind of behave from here. Things are going to get much more parabolic, especially with more FOMO coming into this. The fact that this has continued to get bought up this quickly, I would expect us to kind of have a really strong impulse that would take us up to the 16.2 to 16 or 17.2, and even close up to this all-time high level before we would see a little bit more of a sell-off, maybe 30-40%, something that we've seen up to this point with the retraces, and then we go from there. But that's what I'm going to be expecting with Bitcoin for the short term and the next couple months to follow. Next, we're going to be diving into the market cap dominance for the altcoins, because this paints a very important message that's to be followed, because it's going to basically set you up for the most profit if you're trying to trade altcoins. Now, what I mean by that is we've had this channel, and this is the entirety of all of the altcoin data that we have, and it shows that every time we bounce off of this lower trend line, we get an alt season, and the alts make a big move. Now, some cycles are bigger than others, but what the cycle continues to show is that every time we make a sell-off that takes us to this lower channel, we do get a nice bounce on the upside. And with altcoins setting up really across the market, in my opinion, and with this altcoin dominance coming back down to these lower trend lines, I do expect that we will see a sizable move coming in the short term and long term future. So what I think we could see is something that happened back here. If we take a look at the last cycle, we saw prices made a little bit of a rally. They didn't quite go all the way up to this upper trend, but we kind of made an impulse and then fell back down onto this lower trend line before we made our strongest impulse that took us to the top resistance level. And I think we could see something similar happening right here, where prices could rally up to, maybe here, consolidate, drop back down, test this channel support before making our most sizable impulse on the way up, something that happened here. Where we would see a really big rally in the altcoins. But that's just a theory. We don't really expect it to happen exactly the same as every cycle. And this cycle thus far has been different with how Bitcoin's behaving. So it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen. But what we can see thus far is that based off of my Elliott wave count, after we topped out in 2018, that's what started our downtrend. And we've had 5 waves down thus far with 1, 3, and 5. Now on a shorter time frame with the Elliott wave count, it looks like we finished our 1, we finished our 3, and now we're working on on the final 5-wave impulse back down. Now with this, it's possible that we could dip and break this trend line and pierce it temporarily. Remember, trend lines are just zones. It's not necessarily one specific line is going to be right, and you just kind of have to base your strategy accordingly. So what I'm seeing here is much more bullish. It's a great buying opportunity, and I'm going to be placing my bets as according to plan is kind of what I'm showing you guys here, because this is one of my favorite alt indicators for right now. I think it's the most important one that you could follow because it shows the entirety of the data. As far as on a log scale, you can really chart and see kind of how this is moving and where you could expect to see a rally inside some of these markets. Now, last up on the list is going to be Darrow. Now, I talked about this in a recent update that I made with my buddy Darrow Anderson at High Altitude Investing. Please go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. You're going to be able to find our video collab that we recently made together, but this was one of the coins that I talked about. And anybody that follows me has known for a while that I talk about this coin a lot because I'm really excited about it. And from that last video, we were right here. Right in this circled zone I was watching, and I said that it was important that we held support and started to go higher, and if we did sell off, that the dip would get bought up really quickly. And from that video, we're actually up about 40% from that call, and so things have been looking very good. With this volume, we broke out of a major descending resistance that had held us for the entirety of the bear market, and we got a successful support and resistance flip with this recent move right here. Prices broke out of this zone that had held us from here, 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 and we broke out of that and we retested that as support before now going up. So this, in my opinion, is a confirmed bullish continuation setup that we're seeing here, and we are going to see a nice rally coming inside of Darrow. So this is one that I've had packed for a while. I've been buying sub-dollar levels because I had a really strong feeling that this one was going to perform very well, and thus far it's kind of proving me right. It's performing very well according to some of the other alts, where some of them have mainly retraced. This one's already starting to go up relatively quickly in comparison. So anyways, guys, this was the update that I had for you. Wanted to keep it simple, going over the altcoin market cap and the dominance, also taking a look at Darrow, and then most importantly taking a look at Bitcoin and showing you guys kind of what I'm expecting coming from this next leg up. I think that we're starting to see some really nice impulses, and this is where things are going to get really exciting. So wanted to keep you guys updated by dropping this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you guys are new, or if you guys just found this content valuable in any sort of way. And with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.